Tom Sawyer. I don't want to be no doctor or no lawyer. Fishing by the river, that's the only place to be. I want to be free sitting under a tree, that's me. These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Unc Finn just playing by the river. Chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I want to be free sitting under a tree. That's me!
It was one powerful hot day in July, and everything was so blessed, peaceful, and quiet, I thought I'd die of boredom. For about a half a second, I even missed Mr. Dobbins. Everybody in town was feeling sluggish. About the only thing active was Ben's appetite.
Gee, sorry, Papa. Just checking the lids.
Man, now you know better than that.
I didn't take no candy, Papa. Both of my hands is empty, see? Look at them.
Son, don't hang around the shop all day. Go play outside.
It's too hot.
And wear your hat, boy. That ought to help.
Well, yeah, I guess it would, if you insist. I wish there was something interesting to do.
No, Tom. No more money, and that's final.
But Aunt Polly, I'm really desperate for some new fishing tackle.
Then you'll just have to make do without fishing, I reckon.
I can't. A critter that's been dead for a week would have more fun than me making do without fishing, Aunt Polly.
I'd have thought you had hooks and lines coming out of your ears, I declare.
A big old catfish broke my line and swum off with my last hook.
Oh, Tom, you tell such stories.
I swear he did. I ain't fooling. Honest, Aunt Polly.
What become of that 20 cents, Tom?
Spent already, I reckon.
Yes, and I reckon it got spent on candy at Mr. Rogers' shop. Heaven knows there's nothing to keep you from coming back to the house for a snack when you're hungry during the day.
Please, Aunt Polly, if you just give me some more pocket money, I promise I won't buy nothing but a hook and line.
No!
For the life of me, I could never figure out how Aunt Polly knowed things the way she did. Like me spending most of that 20 cents on candy, and the rest on, I can't rightly recollect what. Meanwhile, I was up a stump for that hook and line, unless...
Come in. Come in, Tom. What is it?
Mary, do you suppose you could do me a giant favor?
What is this giant favor?
It's... Oh, never mind. I reckon you'll just turn me down.
Well, hold on a second, Tom.
What?
As long as you've got my attention now, you may as well ask me the favor. I mean, as long as you've come this far. What is it?
Well... Would you happen to have a little extra money,
Well, yes, a little.
Yes? Oh, Mary, would you lend me 5 cents?
That's a giant favor?
Just 5.
Oh, Tom. What for?
I really need a new hook and line badly.
Well, doesn't Aunt Polly give you pocket change whenever you pester?
She already said no.
How come?
I don't know. I suppose 'cause she already gave me 20 cents just a few days ago.
And you spent that money already?
Yup, guess I did.
Would you care to explain to me how you spent that 20 cents that Mother gave you only a few days ago?
Well, on a lot of different things.
Weren't you outside Mr. Rogers' shop with lollipops? Tom, I'm afraid you've got to learn to handle your money a little better than that. You've got to set some aside now and then.
Please, Mary, I'll start handling it right proper. I promise I will.
No.
Oh, please, Mary. Just 5 cents is all I need.
No, I'm sorry, Tom, but I'm just not inclined to lend you money that I'm certain will get spent on foolishness. Now, I think there's an end to it.
But I truly need a new hook and line.
There are things I need that money for, too, Tom. Believe me, you'll make it through the summer.
Okay. Well, here was a nice pickle. Nothing to do and no money to do it with. It was too hot even to play pirate, and I had no hook and line to fish with. I declare, I felt as though the long summer days would creep by just as slow and dull as them clouds.
Wow! Oh, boy! Hi, Tom.
What's all the ruckus, Sid? Somebody make you a king?
Not yet, but I guess I heard some news you ain't heard, Tom.
What's that?
I hear tell a theater company is coming here to St. Pete.
A theater troupe? Are you sure about that, Sid?
It's only just talk.
Well, where you been hearing all this talk?
Down at Mr. Rogers' store. Seems they're coming in on a steamboat sometime soon.
Exactly what do you mean by that, Sidney?
I don't know exactly when sometime soon is, Tom, but I don't reckon they'll be able to sneak into St. Pete without our noticing something.
About time we had some excitement. I'm off to explore, Sid. Goodbye now.
Hey!
Hiya, Mary.
I think maybe I was a bit too brisk before. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Mary, 'cause you were right about the money. Wow, thanks, Mary. How come you decided to change your mind about it?
By rights, I should give Sid some too, you know.
I'll share with Sid, but what was it that made you change your mind?
Do you reckon you can keep a secret just between you and me, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
When I stopped to think of it, I realized that when I was your age, I asked Mother for money more times than I can recollect.
Mary, by gum, I sure thank you truly. And I'll get it back to you. Sometimes my cousin Mary was the best pal a boy could hope to have. Made me feel like a whole new person. Come here, Peter. Ain't this just the grandest summer ever, Peter? Huh? Well now, a theater company coming to St. Pete. That was more like it. How do, Mr. Rogers?
Hello there, Tom.
Hear tell a theater troupe's coming to town, that's so?
Wouldn't surprise me none.
About when?
I ain't seen their schedule myself, Tom. Reckon they could be here about any day now, though.
Suppose they'll do a show about pirates?
Suppose they might, but I don't rightly know much about that theater stuff.
Do you reckon they'll put up a platform in the middle of the square like they did last year?
That'd be the sensible place for it. I do know that Tim Kelly at the mill got a letter from the manager of the company asking him to drag in a bunch of lumber so they could hop on the job pretty quick.
Sure enough, that'd mean that they'd be coming in mighty soon.
But what's all the fuss and feathers about a bunch of play actors anyhow?
Why, they might have played for real kings and met real pirates.
By gum, I hadn't thought of it like that, Tom.
Mm-hmm. There might even be genuine royalty in the company.
Howdy, Mrs. Sharp. Tom's been telling me all about pirate shows.
Well, ain't that nice?
I'd be pleased to buy a few of them candies, Mr. Rogers.
Well, you sure come to the right place. How much did you have in mind?
Pair of coppers.
Mr. Rogers, I come by for some notions and a couple yards of muslin.
Sure enough, Mrs. Sharp. What sort of notions did you need?
Steamboat's coming. Steamboat's coming.
Steamboat's coming! Hey, the steamboat's coming.
Come on, Billy, let's get Johnny the Johnny.
Come along, dear. You go for it, boy.
Come on, man. We ain't got all day. Yes, sir. I'll give you a hand with those.
Yes, sirree. As many times as I've seen it, the sight of that stern wheeler pulling into St. Pete always gave me a sure enough thrill. On top of wondering who was aboard and where they'd been and what they'd seen, I know that one of these days, that theatrical company would be arriving. That'd stir up enough excitement for the whole summer, or my name ain't Tom Sawyer.
Isn't that pretty? Tom, are you sure that troupe of theater people are going to be making an appearance?
Ben's dad says they could be here any day now. Ain't that so, Ben?
You're asking me? Might as well ask what flavor of sucker this is, Tom.
Going by the color of your tongue, I'd say probably orange.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too, but I can never decide if that's only the color or the flavor.
Swing around over now. That's it. Ease her down, boys. Ease her down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to disembark, if you please.
One side, varlet.
Hey, mister, what do you think
Hey, hold on then.
Halt, thou cowardly knave!
Not I for such a churlish pup as me.
This churlish pup shall bring thee to thy knees!
Wow! A duel!
And now, Sir Edmund, shall you taste my steel? On guard!
On guard indeed, for thou, Sir Rochefort, hast been a royal bane since first thou came aboard.
A real duel, just like my pirate book.
My dad'll never believe this.
A real duel right here in St. Pete.
What they fighting about? Yeah!
My goodness, which one do you reckon will win, Tom?
Usually the one with the beard is the villain.
The hapless Rochefort now is done. Undone by his villainy.
Cruel dissembler.
Oh, Edmund! Sweetest Edmund! Can it be? Oh!
I too am struck. Farewell, sweet Rosalind. And so, I, Rochefort, perish for my sins.
Oh, brave soldier, sail the Spanish main. Thy light snuffed out, my riches all in vain.
Ladies and gentlemen, your kind attention. My friends, you have just witnessed a scene of profound passions and of tragedy. Just a tiny sample of our show. And I take great pride in presenting to you our players. As the villainous Archduke de Rochefort, the world-renowned actor, Edmund Kean, sir. And I take equal pride in presenting Mr. Samuel Dard as Sir Edmund and the celebrated beauty Miss Cynthia Russell as Princess Rosalind. All of our players shall appear in our lavish production of the famous romantic play, The White Rose of Rochefort, a beguiling and heroic story of love and intrigue, riches and revenge. We cordially invite each and every one of you to attend our presentation, which begins tomorrow, and we are honored by your gracious presence. And we also have a special presentation for the children of your fair town. It is also my extraordinary privilege to introduce to you the world-famous child actress Lisette.
I declare them fellers had me believing it.
I can't hardly wait to see the play.
I trust that Mr. Kelly has purveyed the lumber I requested so that work on the stage can commence immediately.
Sure thing, Mr. Garlic. I got the supplies and men all set to go.
Excellent, excellent. Now say, young man, do handle that with care. There are fragile valuables in there.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Needless to say, it is imperative that the work be accomplished on schedule. I take it that the financial arrangements we made are acceptable?
Oh, sure enough, Mr. Garlic. They're just fine, sir.
A world-famous child.
You just bet she is. She sure is pretty.
Appears to be about our age. She's looking this way.
Oh, fellows. Nice weather today.
Yeah, a mite hot.
Maybe she's partial to hot weather, Tom.
Well, I know that, Ben.
I do hope all of you fellas are planning to come to see the play that we are doing.
I am.
My papa's shop is right near here, ma'am.
Oh, I trust I may count on your attending as well, then.
Yes, ma'am. I promise.
Yep.
And will you come to the play also?
I sure would like to, but I have to get my mother's permission first.
That'd be nice. Our company is doing a special play tomorrow afternoon written particularly for the entertainment of children.
Hey, sure enough.
Why, yes, and it was written by one of the brilliant members of Mr. Garlick's company. It's very dramatic. It's all about a little girl and her stolen family fortune.
I purely would love to see such a play.
Well, I do hope you make a point of coming.
Oh, I will. Only who's the little girl in trouble?
Oh, I am.
Wow.
What's the story about?
Oh, but I can't give that away. You'll just have to come to the play to find out.
What do they call this here show?
It's called The Trials and Tribulations of Little Lisette.
Lisette?
As I recollect, you go by the name of Lisette, don't you?
That is my name.
Lisette, arrangements have been made to transport the luggage to the hotel. Would you be so kind as to accompany it in the carriage? The rest of the troop and I will meet you at the hotel after you complete your chores.
Very well.
Let us repair to the hotel at once. Carry on, driver.
If you have a mind to, I have an important favor to ask of you.
Sure, what is it?
Help me distribute the posters to advertise our show.
Well, sure. We'd admire to.
This looks like a splendid place for a poster, don't you agree?
Oh, yeah, heaps of people walk by this fence.
Oh, hi!
Hey, good morning, Becky.
What are you boys doing here, Tom?
We're hanging a lot of posters up.
Posters? What are they for, Ben?
Plays.
Plays? Oh, for the theater troupe.
Yeah, we're helping out.
Mr. David Garlick and his company of players, having completed a successful world tour during which they appeared before kings and queens of Europe and the British Isles, now return to America with their lavish production of The White Rose of Rockefort, starring Mr. Edmund Kean, Mr. Samuel Dard, the celebrated beauty Miss Cynthia Russell, and featuring for the first time world-famous child actress Lisette. Well, what do you reckon Lisette's last name is, Tom?
Lisette is the only name I use.
Oh, yeah, Becky, meet Lisette.
Oh, world famous?
It's a modest exaggeration. You know, in the interest of good publicity.
How did you get them to help you?
Boys are quite impressionable, you know.
Uh-huh. Let's see now. It also says here the price of admission for adults is only 50 cents, and for children a mere 15 cents. How wonderful.
What?
Huh?
Oh.
What's the problem, Tom?
I forgot it might cost money to get in.
You gotta buy a ticket.
Well, hang it all.
Now what's the matter with you, Tom?
I reckon I can't go to the show. I done gone and spent all my money. I went and wasted it on a lollipop.
Do be careful with that canvas, gentlemen. It's irreplaceable.
Day.
Yes, Lisette. Now tell me, how are things in town?
Fine, sir. I talked some local boys into putting up the posters for us.
I knew I could count on you as usual.
My pleasure.
Scare up some drinking water for the men. Make some friends amongst the locals.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
Pardon me, is this water for public consumption?
Mm-hmm.
May I have some?
Water? Sure thing, ma'am. You bet. Coming right up. Won't take a minute.
Have you ever done this before, sir?
Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am.
I think you should lower the bucket into the water first, right?
You're sure enough supposed to drop the bucket into the water first. I just had to prime the spindle first. There, now.
This is really kind of you, sir.
It ain't nothing, ma'am. It's
yes, it is.
About the only thing I'm
and you're so
good
handsome
at.
And so intelligent. I like you.
What's that?
I do.
I'm worried with frazzle.
Go to bed, Sid. Nobody's keeping you up.
Yeah, reckon so, if I could make it that far. Good night, everybody.
Sleep tight, Sid.
Aunt Polly?
Yes?
You probably won't like this, but I gotta ask a giant favor.
Ma, this conversation begins to sound mighty familiar, Tom.
Yes, but it's truly a powerful, special, and mighty big favor this time.
What might that be?
I need money again.
Tom, I'm just wore out from saying no.
I need it for the theater. The play's tomorrow, you know.
I've seen their posters everywhere.
I declare it's probably some fancy show to lead people astray.
It ain't like that at all, Aunt Polly. In fact, they're putting on a special play just for us young'uns. And just about everybody in St. Pete'll be going.
It don't make no never mind to me.
Or me.
Oh, it's important to me.
Well, then buy a ticket for it.
Please. I ain't got it.
Got what?
Money. I went and spent it on candy as usual.
I declare, Tom, you must think we have a hogshead of money in the fruit cellar. For the last time, no.
Oh, please, this here's a real special event.
No.
Meow.
Come on, Peter. This is getting downright tiresome.
Hey, Huck. What you want, old buddy?
I got a problem. Tom Lissette's sweet on me.
What?
Yeah, she told me.
The world-famous child actress told you she's sweet on you?
Well, it ain't my fault, Tom. I was only minding my own business.
Well, now, don't that beat all?
Say, Tom.
Well, congratulations, Huck, but what's your problem?
Can I borrow some money from you?
I just wish I had some money.
Oh, you're broke?
You just bet I am.
Shucks, I sure did want to see that show.
Hey, are you sweet on her, too?
I just want to see the show.
Yeah, I wanted to see it, too.
Well, I reckon that's it.
Hey, cheer up. I'll think of something. We'll get to see that show yet, Huck.
Well, I sure hope so.
Good night, Huck.
Night, Tom.
Lisette sweet on Huck then? Well, Huck was right, of course. 'Tweren't his fault. Girls are funny that way. Now I have to figure out some way to get Huck in to see that show, like I'd promised.
These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Unc Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be.